too weak. You have to play the white, throw in some Geist, throw in some Swords to Plowshares, mix up your sideboard a bit, see how you do. And right now he's 6-1-1, so he's doing pretty good.
So it looks like he won the roll. He'll lead Volcanic Island into Delver of Secrets and pass it to Jackie.
All right. Now remember, Elves is a very difficult match to play against, a very difficult deck to play against as well. And it's difficult to follow sometimes because there's so many interactions going on.
Right, so much mana floating, so many Wirewood symbiotes used and not used, Queen Rangers used and not used, bounced and replayed, meaning reset, and it can be tough in the booth and for you at home to really keep track of everything that's going on, so we're going to do our best. Let us know if you have any questions on Twitter. Tweet at SCG Live.
Yeah, at SCG Live, and why don't you put at GFabs5 as well.
Sure.
I have my Twitter open right here. So far we got a lot of tweets this weekend, a lot of good comments, a lot of good questions as well. So some people are saying they're really excited for the SCG Invitational in a couple of weeks in Somerset. They want to meet you, Zach.
All right,
I'll be there. That was the last tweet, yeah. So
Jackie Lee fetches for a forest, plays Llanowar Elf. She's on 6 cards to start this game, so she's a little bit on the back foot. 6 cards on the draw, but she has a pretty good hand. She has Symbiote, Heritage Druid, and Nettle Sentinel.
Right. So the Delver becomes flipped with a Swords to Plowshare. Pretty good one to flip it with. Especially when you're playing against elves, you just want to eliminate all their creatures.
Exactly. You want to kill the creatures as quickly as possible. Otherwise, they start amassing a critical mass. And yeah, Eric Smith agrees. He'll kill that elf.
Yep, with a Swords to Plowshare. He doesn't really care if Jackie Lee gains a life there because he knows that Delver is going to chip away at the life total.
Right.
Now, this is great for Erik. Grim Lavamancer is excellent against the elf deck.
Would you say it's the best card in Eric Smith's deck?
Yes, I would. Yeah,
okay.
It's definitely the best card against elves here.
Right. As long as he can keep his graveyard stocked, the Lavamancer should be able to pretty much kill one elf a turn.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be really difficult for Jackie to maneuver around the Grim Lavamancer. She doesn't have any access to straight-up removal, so she's going to have to try to somehow maybe make a really big turn with Glimpse of Nature.
Right.
So I think that's what Jackie's probably going to be trying to set up. There you see Grim Lavamancer. Been reprinted in M12. Really powerful card. I like the original art better, I think.
Oh, for sure. The Odyssey?
Yeah, the Odyssey one, yeah. I actually won a Odyssey foil promo Grim Lavamancer back in the day for the Sportsmanship Award at a Grand Prix.
The Sportsmanship Award at a Grand Prix?
Yeah.
Was that like 96?
No, it was pretty recent. It was 2006. Phoenix.
Okay.
Phoenix 06.
So Nettle Sentinel is dazed. Jackie can't really do anything about that. The only other land she could have played was a Cradle, which
would have produced nothing. Yeah, exactly. So I think she's going to run up the Cradle anyway, just in case she draws a Forest next turn. She doesn't want to be behind a mana. Yes, she's aware that the blue, white, red Delver player will play Wastelands, but I think sometimes you just have to do it.
Exactly. She's enough on the back foot. She's so much of a dog this game that she just has to throw out that Cradle, hopes that she gets a little lucky that Eric Smith has no Wasteland.
Yeah, all right. So I'm really intrigued by all this tiebreaker match. That's something that really excites me because we're going to be the ones that are announcing the top 8. So it's going to come down to Chris Van Meter and probably Jared within a tiebreaker, like a 10th of a tiebreaker point.
Wow.
Yeah. So
could it come down to their game win percentage?
It normally doesn't. So we'll see though. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it will. Maybe it'll be a treat. Comes down to the 3rd tiebreaker.
So Jackie Lee still tanking on her land drop.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing I've noticed about her, she's unfamiliar with her deck, she's unfamiliar with the format, she doesn't really let that affect her. She keeps up this deliberate pace of play. She wants to make sure that she doesn't mess up, she doesn't throw the game away.
Exactly, but remember, a draw is bad for both. Jackie Lee will miss top 8 on breakers with the draw, and of course Eric Smith won't make it in at 6-1-2.
Right.
And Jackie draws a Green Sun Zenith.
Not a great draw here.
Well, you know, you get a Green Sun Zenith, get that Dryad Arbiter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better than nothing, we'll say.
Okay, so
it is her 2nd Green Sun Zenith. She might not even play it. She might play it Heritage Druid. It's close.
Yeah, I think I like the Green Sun to get the Dryad Arbor into play. That way you can play the Cradle, play another creature here.
Yeah, either way she does it, it's pretty much the same thing. So it's kind of, hey, do I want to try to play around, say, Spell Pierce compared to Daze? But then again, Eric Smith just has that Grim Lavamancer just sitting there with 2 cards in his graveyard. All right, so now, in case you're wondering why didn't Eric Smith, respond to that guy's Cradle, shoot down his only creature, or Jackie's only creature, you can't respond to lands.
Nope, sure can't.
Yeah, it would be cool if you could, I think. Maybe too confusing?
Yeah, lands are such a unique part of the game in that you can't respond to them. It would mess a lot of people up if they changed that, say, in M15.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, originally, Dark Ritual was a mana source.
Yeah.
And you could not respond to Dark Ritual.
You know, funny story, when I first started playing Magic,
Yes.
We heard about Black Lotus. We thought that, that was a pretty good card,
Ooh.
3 free mana.
So she decides
Ooh,
not
all
to
right.
cast the Green Sun Zenith. What do you think about that?
I think it's good. It'll let her save this Wirewood symbiote if she wants to.
It's definitely interesting line of play here. So we'll see what happens. For the most part, though, Erik's in commanding position. I think he's actually going to use the Swords to Plowshare right here, which he does.
Wow.
So Jackie pretty much left with nothing. The only thing that would make this game push further into Erik's side if he were to draw a Wasteland here. Ooh, but instead another Stifle. It looks like 3 Stifles.
All right, that's at his weakest against Jackie Lee, but
Yeah.
still, he's in great shape, even with these dead Stifles in his hand.
It looks like 3 Stifles. Maybe it's a
I
Daze,
think
actually.
it's Daze,
yeah,
Stifle, Stifle.
Yeah, 2 Stifles and a Daze. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, so expect him to daze just about anything Jackie Lee plays here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, she drew a fetch land.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, Stifle turned on.
And Jackie's probably happy that she drew a land, but little does she know that Erik is sitting on 2 Stifles.
Right.
Or maybe she does know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
She might have a sixth sense.
So again, this is the last round. This is round 9 of 9 here at the SCG Open Legacy in Worcester, Massachusetts. So I'm Gerard Fabiano, joined by Zach Hall. Well, on the bottom says Zach Hall, joined by Gerard Fabiano. So.
Oh, well, that's exactly as it should be.
Yeah, and we have Jackie Lee versus Erik Smith. This is winning it. So they played a long day. It's 7:30 just about here. They've been here since 9 o'clock in the morning, and boom, all of a sudden, winner's going to make the top 8.
That's right. And it's really a tense match. Jackie Lee probably thought that she could draw in. She got paired down, though. She had the worst tiebreaker. She picked up a loss really, really early in the tournament, and that's, she had an easier road to the top 8, but she's paying for it now with the tiebreakers.
She also played against Calcano, and that Calcano just ended up losing and then dropping. So.
Right.
But at least Calcano gave me his deck back. So
that's good.
Yeah. All right. So here is a Green Sun Zenith for Jackie, I believe. Oh, no, it's going to get stopped by a Stifle. It looked like Jackie immediately went to go pick up her deck, but of course.
No dice there. And Daze will take out that Heritage Druid.
Yeah, I think Jackie Lee thought the Heritage Druid resolved, but it really didn't, so yeah.
So Jackie Lee, Forest Gaia's Cradle versus Erik Smith's 2 lands and 3/2 flyer Insectile Grim Lavamancer.
Yeah. All right, so Jackie will draw for her turn. Let's see what it is. Ooh, just another Wirewood Symbiote. Not really going to do anything here. That Grim Lavamancer is so good against Jackie. Now, let's take a look at Jackie Lee's sideboard. Do you think she has anything to really do to stop this Grim Lavamancer besides the 2 Abrupt Decays? It doesn't look like anything else.
She could sideboard in Cabal Therapy if she was feeling particularly desperate, but that would have to be turn 1 to stop the Lavamancer.
It seems like she's going to have to rely on Erik not drawing Grim Lavamancer or the 2 copies of Abrupt Decay. Any graveyard hate here? No real graveyard hate. A Sylvan Library, Natural Order, Progenitus, Mindbreak Traps. Wow. I think if Jackie Lee had any sort of graveyard hate, that she would want to bring it in to maybe fight against Grim Lavamancer, but she doesn't. So we'll see what happens here.
That's right. Really, she's in such a tough spot here. The Grim Lavamancer has plenty of fuel.
Yeah.
At least 1 more activation.
Yeah, definitely. But you would agree here, Zach, right? For example, if Jackie Lee, say, had 1, 2, even 3 copies of Relic of Progenitus, I wouldn't be surprised that she would bring this in. She might think, hey, maybe Erik is playing the full 4 copies of Snapcaster Mage. It turns out Erik's only playing 2 Snapcaster Mages, but if you think about it, 2 Snapcaster Mages plus the devastating Grim Lavamancer. You want to do everything you could to definitely cut that off. Would you agree, Zach?
Oh yeah, the Grim Lavamancer is just such a powerful tool. Any kind of graveyard hate, it's not the best answer, but it might be all the answer Jackie Lee has.
Yeah, and it turns out she doesn't even have relics. So maybe after this tournament, she'll be like, hey, I got to go get some Modern Master packs. I got to crack a relic.
I better go buy a whole box of Modern Masters so I can get my play set. That's what I would think.
Yeah, but I'm just surprised in general. If anybody on Twitter knows, is Elf versus Dredge, is that normally a fine matchup? Because she decided to play no graveyard hate. Normally, Dredge comes every once in a while out of nowhere, right?
Right.
So I'm always prepared.
She does have the 4
death. Yeah, sure, she has the main deck Deathray Shamans, but I'm talking about something powerful. Leyline, Surgical Extraction,
Right.
Relic.
Yeah, she doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Erik Smith, back to our match. Erik Smith, Grim Lavamancer's the Dryad Arbor down. He's just trying to keep these elves in check, these creatures in check,
Jackie should
keeping
be
the
on
cradle
5 right
as
now.
weak as possible.
And I think Erik could just plow that Wireward Symbiote. I mean, being at 5 or being at 6, there's really not much of a difference.
Right, it's only Lavamancer plus Delver versus Delver twice.
Now remember, guys, this is a win and in. They played all day, and it comes down to this final match. So I'm really excited. Normally, when I play my win and in, I'm a bit nervous because I know
Yeah.
if I lose, sure, I'm going to make a top 32, but that's not what I really want, especially when I'm so close.
Right, you play all day, you think you're going to be able to draw in as Jackie Lee maybe did,
Yep.
and then you see that you get paired down, oh man, I can't draw in, I can't go get dinner, I have to play this match out. And
Yeah.
really, it makes for some tense magic.
Yeah, it really does. So Jackie's tapping 2 right here. And here comes the Elvis
Ooh,
Visionary.
okay.
Do you think Eric's going to stifle the draw card?
Wow, Force
of
of
will. Okay. That's
Yeah,
fine.
Sure. I
You
mean,
know, it's
Erik,
like-
Erik really just wanted another card in his graveyard to put Jackie dead on board.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. And I think Jackie knows that this would be the end of her run for game 1 at least.
Yeah, she can't do much except say go, and
Yep. Lavamancer will go to Jackie
yeah,
Lee's
there,
dome.
there it is.
Jackie's on 3. Let's see if Erik remembers to attack with his.
Bad beat for
does.
Jackie Lee. He does.
All right, so Erik is up a game. All right, he's just 1 win away. Erik has never top 8'd an SCG Open, has never top 8'd a Grand Prix. He's a great friend of mine. Do you know how many times he came so close? At Grand Prix Pittsburgh, he was 12-1.
Wow.
He played a win and in pretty much 3 times in a row and went lose, 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 and he was devastated. You know, he went to Miami last week. He tested so much for Jund. And he was like, you know what? I think Jund is the deck for the tournament. I think Jund is the deck for the tournament. He ends up losing his last match for day 2. Reed wins the tournament with Jund. You know, again, devastated. But here, Erik is just 1 win away. It's really exciting, and I want to see if he's going to make it in. If not, Jackie Lee, great player, she'll make it in.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and it's great. This is a win and in. Jackie Lee, Erik Smith playing for top 8 here if you're just joining us. Erik Smith took game 1 pretty easily on the back of Grim Lavamancer and turn 1 the turn 1 Delver, which flipped on turn 2 successfully. So
Exactly. Now, Erik yesterday actually came 13th, so he was just 1 win away again.
Yeah.
Previously at the SCG Philly, he made top 16 once again.
X and 2 Smith, huh?
Yeah, X and 2 Smith so far. But here he's either going to be top 8 Smith or X1 and 1 Smith. Or X2 and 1 Smith, we'll call him. All right. So, again, we have the standings. It looks like Brian Cook is a lock. It looks like John Ashworth is a lock. Jacob Wilson, we saw him on camera. I spoke to him about all his decisions. When you weren't here, I covered the match with Ruben Bressler. He made an interesting play where he decided to block unflipped Delver Secrets with his Nimble Mongoose. I asked him about it, and he said, you know what? I thought about it. He explained his reason to me, but he said that he didn't think it was right or wrong. He just decided to make that line of play. And lots of times, especially in Legacy, there's not really a correct or incorrect line of play. It just comes down to feel. It comes down to, you know, thinking on the fly. So the other players, Brian Knopp should be in top 8. Jared Bochatter should be in top 8. And it looks like Jake Mondello and Kevin Jennings are going to be playing it out. And the other match is Jackie Lee and Erik Smith. And then, you know, kind of the dark horse or the long shot is Chris Van Meter. Will his tiebreakers improve? Will they stay the same? Will they go down a bit? He did get paired down. If you guys are unfamiliar with how tiebreakers work overall, if you get paired down and win, your breakers are definitely going to drop. It's very unlikely for them not to drop.
Right, because that pair down, that's going to bring your relative average for your tiebreakers down a decent amount.
Yep, exactly. So a really, really fun day of Legacy. We saw a bunch of cool decks. We saw the Epic Storm. We saw Rug Delver. You know, we saw Esper Deathblade. We're seeing Elves right now. Didn't see too much show and tell around the room as I walked during my break. Saw a little bit of Dredge, but honestly, the Dredge decks were way at the end of the tables.
Right.
You know, most of the Dredge decks, they were at the 4-4 bracket. So
that surprises me because most of these players, they had 2 to 3 graveyard hate cards in their sideboard. Most of the top tables we've seen. Do you think this is just a hostile environment for Dredge?
Well, the thing about Legacy is that the metagame changes so much week to week, and it's really tough to predict what deck you should play. So instead of worrying about, oh, what deck should I play for the metagame, just think about, what deck really suits me.
Okay.
I remember at the Invitational, Cedric made a great run. I think he got 11th at one of the Invitationals, and he just played Goblins. And it wasn't like Goblins was insane or anything, but he's like, you know what, I'm playing Goblins. Look at Jim Davis.
Yeah, he played Goblins because he knew Goblins.
Yeah, Max Tietz won 2 Legacy Opens with Goblins because he knows the deck so well. But if you were to give somebody else a Goblin deck, they would say, this deck's kind of underpowered, I'm just going to lose the combo.
And I'm playing 4 for a 2/2, what is this?
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy and pretty unique. So for the Invitational Somerset in a couple weeks, do you have an idea of what you want to play? Will, Jackie Lee maybe persuade you to play Elves? What do you think about that?
I don't think I'll play Elves. I actually did talk to a friend of mine who's actually more of a casual player who was in attendance at this event, Baradunau. He showed me a pretty interesting deck. It was Red, White, Blood Moon with Stoneforge Mystic, and that deck looked pretty cool. So I'm going to try and tweak that, look at that, try and make that work.
All right, what about Eric Smith on camera? Do you think he'll persuade you to play Blue, White, Red Delver? Maybe if he wins this match 2-0 and goes on to win the tournament? Would that persuade your decision at all, or no?
A Delver deck's my backup. If I can't make that Red-White deck work, I think I'm going to go Rug or Red-White Blue Delver, yeah.
Okay, that's definitely fair and definitely fine. So Jackie Lee is going to be on the play this game. She's playing Elves. She's down a game. And it looks like they're not going to have to worry about drawing. They still have well over a half hour to play 2 more games if they need to.
Right. So looking at Eric Smith's sideboard, the only things that he can really bring in here, Meddling Mage for something like a Green Sun or a Glimpse, and Engineered Explosives. That's going to be his main things. He could bring in a Force of Will, the 4th Force of Will if he wanted to. That's okay.
Yeah, I think Medallion Click might be nice too, just to maybe snag that Glimpse of Nature, snag that natural order that Jackie Lee might be trying to set up.
Yeah, he has enough cards that are weak in the matchup, like Stifle and Spell Pierce, that he could potentially side in some Medallion Clicks.
Yeah,
there.
Spell Pierce is not the best here. Daze sometimes isn't very good, especially when you're on the draw.
Right. Even Geist of Saint Traft, which is a powerhouse, it is his clock. Against all those elves, they're just going to gang block it down.
Yeah.
She's going to throw 5 elves in front of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Erik doesn't have a Grim Lavamancer in hand, and his hand is only average to mulligan to a Grim Lavamancer.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it really is. It's one of the few times you'll hear me say, you should mulligan to a specific card. But Grim Lavamancer versus elves, that's what you want to be doing.
Right. So Jackie Lee, though, is on the play this game. She lost game 1. She'll go fetch up Forest.
Yeah.
And I have to imagine we'll see an elf here.
Yeah, I'm thinking something.
Yeah.
I doubt she's just going to pass a turn, even if it's a Green Sun Zenith for 0.
Yeah. She has so many 1-mana elves, or effectively 1-mana elves. She has 4 Deathrite, Llanowar Elf, Fintorn Elf, Birchlow Rangers, Heritage Druid, and 4 Green Sun.
All right. So
wow.
Jackie Lee decides to play Metal Sentinel.
Maybe going a little beat down here.
Yeah, and she'll pass the turn. So I see Eric's hand. I think I see a Source of Plowshare. I don't know if I see... Oh, he did have white mana. Do you think getting out Delver is more important than Nettle Sentinel, removing that?
Yeah, I think if it was most any elf, I would Swords it, but since it's a Nettle Sentinel, and effectively right now just a 2/2,
he doesn't really care.
Delver. Right,
okay,
exactly.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. So I think Jackie Lee's going to start off by attacking for 2 with that Nettle Sentinel. Remember, it doesn't untap. It's a 1-mana 2/2, which is definitely powerful. It doesn't untap until you cast a green spell. Maybe we could get that up on camera for everybody at home who's unfamiliar with elves. This is the second match in a row where we see Jackie Lee on camera, so we're trying to get people familiar with elves.
Right. Nettle Sentinel Eventide, not a set that a lot of people opened, but there it is.
All right. So Jackie Lee plays Deathrite Shaman. She lays a Dryad Arbiter, and she's going to pass the turn. Now remember, Dryad Arbiter cannot tap for mana the turn it comes into play. Yes, it's a land, but also a creature.
Right. Summoning Sickness.
Yeah.
So this is an upkeep Brainstorm.
Yeah, he wants to make sure that Delver is going to flip, and it definitely will. There's a Brainstorm, there's a Forcible, there's a Geist of Saint Traft. Geist of Saint Traft, you're definitely right with that assessment, where it's definitely an all-star card, but in this matchup, it kind of becomes like a 6th man. If you guys aren't familiar with basketball, 6th man is someone who comes off the bench as the 6th man.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it looks like that Delver will flip due to the Brainstorm. 3/2 flyer Insectile Aberration will crack in, drop Jackie to 16.
Yeah, now I think Eric's going to probably want to plow that Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah, Deathrite Shaman is just way too good to allow to live. It's a Llanowar Elf, it's a Grim Lavamancer. It can gain 2 life a turn. He has to get rid of it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think he's going to probably fetch up a Tundra and he'll take care of that Death Ray Shaman most likely. Now, what do you think Jackie Lee's game plan is? Do you think she? I mean, I see a natural order in her hand. I see a glimpse. Do you think she's gonna run out a glimpse and just try to mise, or what?
Probably, because the glimpse, although maybe it won't be that good of a glimpse, maybe it'll only draw 2 or 3 cards. It'll at the very least draw out the Force of Will from Erik Smith.
Okay, so far it looks like both players are playing fairly well, as Erik takes the line of swords to plowing that Death Right Shaman, and he'll pass the turn to Jackie Lee.
Yep, so both players at 17 now.
Yeah.
Jackie Lee should be able to attack for 2 this turn. The Nettle Sentinel, while it's not a combo piece, it doesn't add mana, it puts a little clock on Erik Smith, makes him worry about his life total a little.
That wire with Symbiote. Pretty good draw indeed for Jackie Lee. Erik does have a Force of Will, and we know that he has that Brainstorm because he revealed it with the Delver Secret trigger.
Right. So Jackie Lee should attack first here, get in 2 free points of damage, then play her green spells.
I think she will, so
yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Yep, there it is.
No, almost, right? Yeah. We just got a new tweet in, and John Robinson wants to know, do you think you'll ever play Elves at a Legacy event, or is it too complicated? He's saying he's having a tough time following all the ins and outs.
Yeah, it's a really tough deck to play. If you were going to play Elves, I would say you probably want to goldfish it a lot before the tournament, because sure, it's not real practice, but at the same time, you'll get a lot of practice just going off with the deck, knowing when you can, knowing when to glimpse, knowing when to not glimpse.
All right, so Erik takes 2 damage there, and Jackie will probably lead off with a glimpse, or maybe not. It's close. It's really tough to say.
I think if she had another land, she would glimpse, but
yeah, for sure.
I think she wants to wait at least one more draw phase before she goes for glimpse.
Nettle Sentinel. Now, even if Erik would say Force of Will this Nettle Sentinel, the first Nettle Sentinel will still untap. Right. The spell doesn't have to resolve; it just has to be played. And there's a wire with Symbiote. Now, if you're Erik, do you want to stop this, or do you not really care?
This is the tough part about playing against elves. All its creatures are so weak on their own. You feel so bad Force of Willing any one elf.
Yeah.
But at some point, you have to put your foot down. Enough is enough. Force of Will. I think I would Force of Will this one.
You think so?
Yeah, the Symbiote is so good. It's just the Symbiote makes the deck work with the Elvish Visionary.
All right. So Erik agrees with you, Zach. So maybe you should play elves.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows if Erik's right though?
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we'll probably never know here.
So Erik takes the 1 from his Force of Will, drops to what looks like 14 life. So Jackie's winning the race. She's at least ahead on board right now. We'll see if Erik can add a Geist or a Grim Lavamancer.
I think that was another Swords.
Wow.
If so, that was really good. Yeah, it looks exactly like it. Another Swords to Plowshare. What do you think about swordsing that Arbor Drider?
Yeah, that seems pretty good. Jackie Lee just missed a land drop last turn. If she played a land, there's no way Erik would, but now he has to at least consider it. Only facing down 2 Nettle Sentinels and 2 lands.
Yeah, and look at this, a wicked good brainstorm for Erik. It hit a Grim Lavamancer and a Wasteland along with a Snapcaster Mage. So Erik's hand is definitely stacked, whereas Jackie Lee's hand is, not the best right now.
Right, she needs to draw some land quickly.
Yeah. I almost think that the natural order plan might just be too bad against Blue-White-Red Flash, or Blue-White-Red Delver, just because of the days and Force of Will and Grim Lavamancer might just control the board too much.
Yeah, getting your natural order dazed has to be one of the worst feelings.
Yeah, all right, so Erik with the Wasteland, and he'll pass the turn. Jackie draws another Glimpse of Nature. Not what she wants.
No, Jackie Lee has 0 creatures in his hand, or in her hand, I'm sorry. She has 4 cards, but no creatures.
All right, so Erik decides to plow one of them. Jackie really wants to draw a Bayou right here. She wants to go Bayou, take care of that Insect Abomination, and not have a clock on her.
Right, give herself some time to draw into some creatures and some lands to make full use of that Glimpse, but she doesn't have the Bayou now. Let's see how many black sources she plays.
I believe just 2 Bayous, but a couple of fetch lands.
10 fetch lands, so she has
12
black sources that she can draw.
Not that bad.
Yeah, she doesn't have that many turns, though. She only has about 4 or 5 turns to draw that before Erik's Delver is going to be too much. Erik has no problem drawing the fetch land here. Drops Jackie to 13, and does he have a Geist of St. Traft?
I know he has a Grim Lavamancer.
Oh, wow, that's
way better than a Geist. I might think, Geist is so good. How could a Grim Lavamancer be better? Well, because he's playing against elves.
That's right.
All right. Jackie Lee's in trouble. Is it a land? Is it a bayou?
Oof.
Ooh, Guy's Cradle.
Not what she needs here. And, that's really...
Don't know what she could do. Do you think she might just want to play a glimpse? Just to untap that Metal Sentinel, or is that too loose?
Just to do 2 more damage? That seems pretty bad. The
Okay.
Metal Sentinel's going to die next turn. Sure, she could drop Erik Smith to 10, but I don't think she's playing Hidatsugu's second right.
Yeah, definitely not.
10 is not 0.
All right. So, do you think Jackie's going to even play the Guy's Cradle? Probably, right?
Yeah,
she
I
can't really
would.
play around another Wasteland.
Yeah, she didn't last game, but it's a little different situation. I think she'll probably lay out that Cradle.
Yeah. Now, this match took a total different turn because if we compared it to, for example, Calcano's game, Calcano didn't have much removal at all, and Jackie was able to do whatever she wanted to do. On the other hand, Erik Smith, he has lots of removal. He drew multiple Swords to Plowshares, and both games he had a Grim Lavamancer.
Yeah. So your friend Erik Smith here, so long without a top 8, not a GP top 8, not a SCG Open top 8. He looks like he might be on the verge of winning this winning in here.
Yeah, very close. We'll see how it goes. Jackie's debating her play. It's pretty much Glimpse of Nature or bust.
Mm-hmm.
And even with the Glimpse of Nature, it is a bust this turn at least. So,
so she can really only ship the turn back to Erik Smith here.
yeah.
I think.
And she
Yeah,
does
okay.
just that. Eric's gonna untap and draw. Not sure what it is, but he might not need too much. He might have all the tools necessary as long as he plays his cards right. Eric's surveying the board. He's thinking, hey, I'm so close. You at home might think, hey, this is an easy play, Erik. Just attack, man. I got to go to my cabin and make some Lucky Charms, finish the game. But no, that's not the case. When you're so close to top 8, when you play for so long, you don't want to blow it. You don't want to make a foolish mistake.
Yeah, especially on camera too, when thousands of people are watching this single tournament, this single game.
Yeah.
To make a game-losing mistake would be horrible. So Eric's going to take his time. He's going to make sure that Jackie has no permanence before he beats.
Exactly. And the thing is that Erik is also new to Legacy. We saw Jackie Lee tweet it. Hey, I'm really new to Legacy. Made some mistakes, but hey, I'm still 7-1. Eric's the same thing. Very new to Legacy. First time playing this deck. Putting up a great performance so far.
Yeah, so far I haven't seen him make a single mistake. Sure, it's not that hard to play Grim Lavamancer against elves, but he had the patience and really the knowledge of which elf to kill when.
Yeah, and just something small right there, Erik, when he removed 2 cards with the Grim Lavamancer, he immediately went for the 2 lands, knowing that Jackie Lee has Deathrite Shaman in her deck.
Right.
And that was a great draw. That's a bayou.
Yeah, that's
right.
it. That's exactly what she needed. She can either kill the Lavamancer, kill the Delver, either way, way shorten the clock, give herself a sliver of a chance here, a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, I think she has to kill the Delver right here. Delver is just too much of a clock, although the Lavamancer will probably stop her from ever winning, and that's what probably she's thinking as well.
Wow.
She's like, you know what? I know that Delver is going to keep attacking me, but I have to get rid of that Grim Lavamancer. And you know what? I think Jackie definitely made the strong decision right there. All right, so Erik will attack Jackie down to just 7 life.
That Delver keeps on coming. Turn 1 3/2 flyer, backed by counterspells, removal, and Grim Lavamancer. Pretty good in Legacy.
Yeah. Now, Erik, does he have anything else? I think he mentioned he might have had a Geist.
I thought he did. He might have shuffled that away from a brainstorm a while back. But
all right. I think I saw a Snapcaster Mage, like I said earlier. So if that's true, Snapcaster will definitely be really good. Yeah, the original Geist was pitched to the Forcer.
Okay.
Yeah, he might have drawn a second one. We'll find out right now. If not, Erik might just hold up Snapcaster Mage, and if Jackie were to play something to go end of turn, Snapcaster Mage, flashback Swords to Plowshare on your creature.
Right. Either way, the Snapcaster Mage is likely going to represent 1 turn off Jackie's, or rather 1 turn off Eric's clock.
Ooh, there's a Misty Rainforest, not what she wants.
She needed any creature right there.
Yeah, she really did. Especially with double Glimpse of Nature.
Yeah.
You know?
Unfortunate draws from Jackie Lee. She drew the glimpses too late. She was mana constricted early in the game. She could never make great use of them.
Yeah, so she'll just lay down that Misty Rainforest, survey her hand one more time, and then pass the turn. Eric's probably thinking about just flashing in that Snapcaster Mage, make it look like an Ambush Viper, go Well, he could brainstorm too.
Sure,
He has the ball.
yeah.
It's better than ambush viper. But in this case, he's using it as an ambush
Exactly.
viper.
The 2-1 is the important part.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the brainstorm. So, Erik, I think we'll do just that.
Yeah, if he's fetching that means he's going to make this play. 2 mana, Snapcaster, Flashback Brainstorm.
Yeah. And he'll just try to dig for a lightning bolt to end the game right now.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it looks like Kevin Jennings, congratulations. You are in our top 8 as well.
That's right. He defeated Jake Mondello. They had to play it out. They couldn't draw in at X and 1. Their breakers were too bad, and Kevin prevailed.
Yeah, this is going to be so exciting for who is going to be the 8th seed. Is it Chris Van Meter? I'm sure there's a lot of Chris Van Meters fan out there. Yeah. CVM. But maybe it won't. We don't know. Only time will tell. In the meantime, Snapcaster comes in for 2. Insectile Abomination comes in for 3.
That's right. Drops Jackie Lee to 2. She's facing down 2 lethal creatures right now. Erik has a full grip. I don't know what Jackie can draw here.
Yeah. So will Erik Smith finally break through and make a top 8? I know this will mean a lot to him. Jackie Lee has some success before. She made top 8 at a Grand Prix.
Right.
She knows what it's like to go all the way. So we'll see what happens.
Jackie Lee pondering her options here.
If she sacks the fetch land, she'll go down to 1. I guess she's going to check her sideboard. She wants to make sure, did I side this in? What's my configuration? What are my outs? It is illegal now to check your sideboard. So, what do you think she's thinking about here?
I guess she's thinking about whether or not to thin out her deck, but she's played this elf deck all day. She should realize right now that she doesn't have any outs.
Yeah.
She can't beat a flyer. The best she could hope for is an Abrupt Decay to kill the Insectile, but then that's still leaves Snapcaster Mage.
All right, and Erik draws a Meddling Mage. All right, what do you think Meddling Mage is going to name here?
Glimpse of Nature, probably?
Yeah, I think Glimpse of Nature as well.
The only card that can draw multiple cards that can drop multiple threats.
Glimpse? Is it Glimpse? We'll find out in a second. Maybe Erik is still in the tank, And I don't think Erik realizes how close he is. Or he probably realizes how close he is, but he doesn't realize that he's in such a great position here.
Oh, wow. Nathan Knopp tweets in, watch out, Brian Knopp coming for that number 1 spot. Brother, cousin, friend, father, I don't know, but...
Twitter's blowing up. There's a lot of people out there who are fans of the guys who are making the top 8, And Erik Smith does name Glimpse with Meddling Mage. Jackie draws another Gaia's Cradle. She has nothing. Oh, she extends the hand. Congratulations, Erik Smith. Wow, congratulations to Jackie Lee. Great performance.